Sicilia sono, la guardano con grandi meraviglia.
Hi, I'm Carlos. I'm the Accidental Chef, and welcome to the Accidental Chef Cooking School Cooking Show. We're going to film today in the Accidental Chef Cooking School. So today we're going to make two wonderful things, and remember, the recipes we cook today you can find on our website, accidentalcooking.com. And we hope today that you will learn to cook them and you will find them easy and quick. The first thing we're going to do is we're making chicken Venezia, which begins with a very simple marinara sauce. So I'm going to begin that, and then I'm going to make my Italian cream rosettas. I love to bake, and baking can be great fun, but it is kind of a challenging sometimes because it is so exact. So let's go ahead and start with the chicken Venezia. I took a nice heavy sauce pot with an ironclad bottom. I always use an ironclad bottom because the pots don't war. The heat distributes equally. I'm going to take some olive oil. The rule is that you just cover the bottom of the pan with about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch. So depending on the size of your pan. Now my pot was a little warm. I've had it on the lowest setting on the heat so that it's ready. Then I'm going to add some fresh whole garlic that was peeled and then pure chopped in the pressure cooker. The Cuisinart or the food processor. And I'm just going to saute that just a little. I don't want it to brown. I don't want it to get too hot and the such. That's very simple, very, very simple sauce here. It's really a quick sauce. It's very good for lots of applications, from bread dipping to pizza, and you can add just about anything to it. So I've got my garlic there. You see I'm getting a little sizzle there, but I don't want it to go too long because I don't want it to get hard or crispy. All right, then I'm going to add, this is crushed tomato. Crushed tomato is usually in puree. Now I'm using a deeper sauce pot because this thick tomatoes has a tendency to plop. Okay, and we don't want that to plop all over our range top. And then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of sifted dry basil. Okay, you can be as liberal as you want with it. It doesn't hurt anything. I don't think you can put too much, but it's quite possibly you could. But I use the dry rather than the fresh in this application because not only does it add great flavor, but it's going to darken my sauce to a nice, rich, kind of rustic red color. Okay? Just let that come up, bring the heat up a little, get it good and hot, and then I'll turn it down to simmer. And that is basically the sauce. 3 ingredients: olive oil, garlic, crushed tomato, and of course the 4th ingredient is the dry basil. So I'll just set this off aside over here, and I'm going to bring my beautiful new KitchenAid. KitchenAid and Coburn is our corporate sponsors here at the cooking school, so we're going to use that. We're going to use the paddle blade, which is the best one for mixing cake. We're basically making a cake this morning. We're making Italian cream cake, and remember, the recipes are always available on our website at accidentalcooking.com. I'm going to start with 1/2 cup of shortening. Now, shortening is vegetable shortening. You have to make sure when you're buying shortening that you're not buying shortening made with animal fat, or some people call that lard, or it is lard. I'm going to use 1/2 cup of butter, which is 8 tablespoons, which is the equivalent of 1/4 stick of butter. And then I'm going to bring that together and just begin to combine those two. Bring that up. I love my new mixer. It has a nice clutch, so it doesn't just jump right in and start throwing dust and flour and everything all over, like my old one that had a problem. Right as my butter and my Crisco get combined, that's evident by no sense of either the yellow or the white. You have a nice pale color. I'm going to slowly start adding my 2 cups of granulated white sugar. That's good and combined. Now as that blends, I'm gonna separate my eggs. Now this is a separate bowl for beating egg whites and whipping cream that fits on the thing. It has a smaller, specially designed beater blade, which we will use. Now, whenever you're baking, it's important that you always have your ingredients at room temperature, especially with the eggs, because they will separate much nicer. Recipe says 1 at a time, which is good because you will get them separated. It'll take you a little bit of time between each one. Now, it's not that important if you get extra white inside of the cake mix, but it is a little more tricky if it gets in the egg white. All right, we'll take that like that. There we go. It's making our cake a nice rich color. It's a very dense cake because we're adding plenty of eggs. Most cake recipes call for 3 or 4 eggs. This one has 5. Sits. Very easy. Now you can separate your eggs like that, or you can buy a little egg separator at the store, whichever is easier for you. Our little tomato sauce here, you see how it's getting nice and bubbly and all the flavors are combining there. And incorporate that olive oil into the tomato. Keep mixing and stirring. There we go. Very nice. All right. Now, I'm going to combine my flour and my buttermilk. Now, you can see that the mixer is mixing this way in a kind of a counterclockwise position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the stir or the combine, which is the lowest speed. I'm going to put my flour on this side, and as it comes around, it's going to hit my buttermilk, which is going to keep it from dusting up. And you've got a very nice combine. I'm going to add my vanilla, my baking soda. All right. Bring that up to combine a little bit more. There we go. Very nice. All right, get that good and combined. I'm going to add my coconut. 2 cups of coconut. Now I've used a sweetened coconut. You could use an unsweetened if you'd like. And a cup of chopped pecans. I'm just going to cut that for a minute or 2 more till I beat my egg whites. All right. Just change bowls here very easily. Put that there. Put this here. This is a universal bowl, so you have to make sure you're using the right side. All right. Lock that on, bring that up. Now, when you beat egg whites, and then you do that on a high speed, but I like to start on a lower speed so that it doesn't splash, and once it thickens a little, I'm going to bring the speed up. Now, I'm going to use these beautiful pans that have a rose pattern inside of them, and I'm going to bake the cupcakes like things so that we'll make an individual serving of a beautiful rose-shaped cupcake. All right. Takes about 2 minutes for the egg whites to whip up, so we're going to let that happen. See, I've got my oil just about combined. And you want to combine the oil because your seasoning gets caught in the oil, and you want to put that in your tomato sauce. Very nice. Very, very nice. I wish we had smell-o-vision because it really smells great. All right. I've got these a little bit of a soft peak. We don't have to get them terribly tough because we're just going to fold them right into our cake mix. You can see what a lovely job this little adaptive bowl does for that. So I'm going to bring all my egg whites into my cake mix, and then I'm going to fold them. You can either do this manually or on a low speed. I'm going to use a low speed. there. Okay, all that nice. Don't leave any. Get it all good and combined. Put my bowl back on. Reconnect my mixer. And just a low speed to get it good and combined. All right. Okay, just a little bit faster. There we go. Now we got that. All kind of discoveries there. All right. We're going to take about 1/4 of a cup to fill our things. You don't want to fill it too full because you don't want it to make a muffin top. Hello, who wants a muffin top, you know? So we just put that like that. Looks about 2/3 full. Now this recipe is a full cake mix, so it's going to make 3 dozen of these cupcakes. That's why I have 3 pans. Don't try to put it in one pan. Like I said, you don't want to overflow the batter. Okay. Now I've preset my oven to 350 degrees. So I'm just going to get this back in here like that. This is real easy. Easy, easy, easy. Very nice. Just kind of fill them up. I was kind of got busy and forgot you guys were here. There we go. Stick that in my oven. Now with convection, I can use all 3 racks and cook all these at the same time. Comme ça. Set my timer for 23 minutes. Okay, let's look at the sauce. The sauce is getting very nice. It's thickening very nice. So I'm going to add to my sauce the chicken that I browned earlier in the oven that I've had in the warming drawer. This is seasoned chicken thighs that I just browned in a warm oven, 375, and I'm just going to cut these into bite-sized pieces. We do a lot of catering at the Accidental Chef, so whenever we're cooking, we want it to be able to be people to eat while standing without a knife. So we cut it into nice bite-sized pieces. This process renders a little bit of the extra fat out of the chicken. Now, you can do this with shears, or you can just use a knife like I'm doing right here. Get all the chicken in there. Like comme ça. Delicious, delicious, delicious. I wish you could smell it. It's a marvelous sauce. Cooks very quickly. Don't want to lose anything. You know, I mostly learned to cook from my Sicilian grandmother, and she wasted nothing. So I always have a sense that she's watching me, so I have to make sure that I get it all in there. All right, I've added my chicken. Now I'm going to add some black olives, sliced black olives to that. Stir that in and let that simmer for a minute or 2. Well, actually, I'm going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes, maybe, till that chicken gets good and combined with that sauce. There we go. Now, we are going to make the icing for the cupcakes. And I'm going to add right here 8 ounces of cream cheese. All right, and I'm going to add some butter. That's about a stick of butter. And I'm going to need to get, looks like the accidental chef's having a few accidents to say, or just not getting that. So look how beautiful that is, the way that chicken fat now mixing with the olive oil and the tomato. It's making a nice rich sauce with the black olives. Very nice. I'm combining my butter and my cream cheese, which were room temperature and soft when I started. I'm gonna add clear vanilla so I don't darken my thing. And I'm slowly gonna add 1 pound of powdered sugar, which is equivalent to about 3.5 to 4 cups. So I'm gonna slowly add that so I get no dust up with that. Let that combine. It's a very simple icing. My mixer has a shield. If I wanted to use a shield, I could have. But I'm just going to bring the speed up a little bit more so I begin to combine. And as it does, it's going to become kind of crumbly. And then it's going to become very, very smooth. All right, just let that happen like that. Now to finish my chicken Venezia, I'm going to some nice fresh basil. As you can see, it's crumbling up nicely. I'm gonna bring my speed up a little more. There we go. Give it a good tap so my sugar falls down in there. Very nice, very nice. I'm gonna coarse chop my basil here. There we go. Except for the stems. Okay. Very nice. Bring this all the way to high and let that just beat itself into oblivion, as they say. All right, that's good and smooth. Now to my sauce, I'm gonna add some cooked linguine, which I made earlier and I had in my warming drawer with that. So I'm gonna turn this off, let that rest a moment, let the flavors get back together. Very nice, very nice. I'm gonna take my nice big, I love these, my pasta combining forks, rather. They're actually designed to lift a turkey, but they work very good with pasta. These drawers, which I have several behind here, are filled with wonderful gadgets. I love gadgets. So our icing is ready there. A little bit more time. Okay, so I'm going to add my pasta, okay, to here, like comme ça. Now, you add the pasta. Now, if you're having, this is probably enough for 8 to 10 people. 1 pound of pasta will usually serve 10 people. I know that because I have an Italian supper club, and you know, certainly that group is a big pasta eater. So I'm just going to toss this a little before I use my fork to kind of bring my pasta and combine with my sauce. Very, very nice. Very, very nice there. Get those edges up to the middle. Now, I'm going to add some breadcrumbs, and I made my own breadcrumbs earlier. I put some bread in the oven on high and let it dry out a little, put it in my food processor, and ground it up until it was a fine meal. I did them a little coarse today. I added some cheese and some dried parsley and a little bit of garlic powder. So I've got my own seasoned breadcrumbs, and I'm going to add to this some nice Romano cheese. Now this is this combining action is to your liking. You just kind of do that. Comme ça. Mix it up nice. Isn't that beautiful? A little bit of basil on the top there. Mix it together real well. And you've got a beautiful dish that's easy to eat. It's loved by everyone. It's a recipe that I learned from my grandmother, who made it with, she added fennel to hers. You can add anything you want, or you can use oysters or shrimp in the marinara sauce. You can do whatever you want to the sauce. It yields itself very nicely to any sort of application. And again, I said it's a marvelous marinara used for bread dipping or for pizza or for any sort of sauce. It freezes beautifully, so if you make quite a bit, you can just freeze it and get it out as you need it. Okay. Well, we're certainly glad that you were at the Accidental Chef Cooking School today. Remember, all the recipes you saw here today, we will have available on our website at accidentalcooking.com. So enjoy, make it tonight. It's very easy. It's very quick and simple. Well, welcome back. Here we are, ready to enjoy with my guest this morning. You know, you can be my guest anytime here at the Accidental Chef Cooking School. We're having a nice Pinot Noir with our beautiful chicken Venezia we just completed, the linguine with the marinara sauce and the chicken and the breadcrumbs and the cheese and all of that. And of course, our beautiful Italian cream cake rosettas, which we got out of the oven, put them on our icing, and then dusted them with powdered sugar. They're really a beautiful, easy, elegant dessert to make any time for your friends. You can make them ahead and freeze them and just pop them out one or two at a time whenever you need them and have them ready, dust them, and everyone will think, gosh, look, it's Martha Stewart. But no, really, it's so easy. Remember that all of our recipes are on our website at accidentalcooking.com, and we want you to cook because cooking can be a lot of fun. It can build memories with your family and your friends, and come bring your friends. Bring a bunch of friends. Come to the cooking school and we'll have a big time cooking party and it'll be great fun. Remember, when you cook, you want to enjoy, so let's enjoy this. See how that tastes. That's good. That beautiful sauce. I'm loving it, but hey, I'm the cook.
Very good.
Whenever you come to the cooking school, we always pair the wines so that the flavors blend with the spices and herbs that are in our food. But sometimes we drink the wine, then we develop the recipes to go with the wine rather than the wine to go with the recipes. It's kind of a switch, and it's very fun and easy, and it allows us to develop new ideas, new concepts, because once you know the basics, you can deviate from that. Like I said, with this red marinara sauce, you can do lots of things with it. You don't just have to make this dish. You can make a marvelous dish, anything that you want with it. But I love this one. It goes a long ways. It's a great line item if you have a buffet or things. So again, we're glad you were here with us today.
Sicilia, Sicilia.